Yo, what is up guys? So we're here to talk about the 10 playable specialists in Black Ops 4. They actually kind of got announced a while back that there were going to be 10 specialists that were playable during this weekend for the Black Ops 4 multiplayer beta. But anyways, we now know what the heck they do. Some of them they have shown in some like gameplay trailers, and they've shown off some of what the specialists look like, but I'm really interested more so in what the abilities are in Black Ops 4. But anyways, first off, let's go ahead and just open up this notepad basically that explains everything. Now, I'll leave this down below if any of you guys want to check it out so you guys can maybe see it like in full. I'm going to kind of make it a little bit small, that way you guys can still have some gameplay here in the background. But anyways, let's get off with the first specialist. So this is going to be Ruin. He was actually a character that was in Black Ops 3. But anyways, the special issue equipment is a grapple gun. They actually did showcase this off, which allows them to quickly grapple and zip to locations nearby. This is actually something I really like, being able to get like the high ground. But the thing is there's no like boost mobility, so I don't know if high ground is going to be something that you have a lot of easy access to just instantly get it, because obviously before in Black Ops 3, if you need a high ground, you just fly up to the high ground, you wall ride and you jump off. But in this, it might actually be a little bit more difficult to get high ground just instantly, so that could actually be a pretty big advantage, especially in certain scenarios in like hard points and stuff like that. But his special issue weaponry is the Grav Slam, which that's already something that we've seen in Black Ops 3 anyway, so there's nothing new. Basically, they just recycled that ability. It might be a little bit different as far as like AoE and how much damage it does and how fast it charges, but it's something we've already seen before, but that's still kind of cool. Now, I also want to mention some of these can combo well with each other, meaning that you could use your grapple gun, go super high up in the air, and then slam on someone, right? That's kind of cool, although, again, previously in Black Ops 3, you didn't need to have the specialist equipment, the grapple gun, because you would just be able to go straight up into the air. But nonetheless, that's his ability. So next up, we're going to be taking a look at Seraph. So again, another character from Black Ops 3, but the specialist issue equipment is called the Tac Deploy. So you deploy a beacon that gives your teammates the ability to redeploy to the surrounding area. This almost reminds me of Symmetra's teleport, for those of you guys that have played Overwatch, but it's like the old teleport, not the new one where you can just throw it down. Basically, it lets you spawn in that area. So this would be actually really good for hardpoint, because I kind of want to talk about what would be more viable and competitive. Because for those guys that maybe are newer to the channel, maybe you only follow me for Fortnite, I used to stream Black Ops like every day, 8 hours a day. But as far as like tac inserts, usually they're not very competitive. Because they are something that you can't even run in competitive. They're just banned straight out. But I want to say that they shouldn't ban... I don't know if they'll do like a pick and ban system like Black Ops 3 had for competitive. But if this is available in competitive, oh my gosh, this thing is going to be absolutely like required, especially in hardpoint, because hardpoint is a game mode where if you're spawning out, sometimes it takes you way too long to run by, and it helps your entire team. It's not just one player. But anyways, that's pretty cool. That will be definitely viable and competitive. I guess going back to the Grav Slam grapple gun, again, the grapple gun is, in my opinion, much better than the Grav Slam, because during the Grav Slam for competitive play, I mean, you got to be up in the air, you got to slam down, and the time to kill in Call of Duty games is quite fast. However, in Black Ops 4, apparently it's a little bit longer, so it could be a little bit better, but generally, people didn't run the gravity spikes in Black Ops 3 for competitive. It just really wasn't too much of a thing. They ran, like, the overdrive to, you know, run and capture flags much faster. But, yeah, as far as Seraph goes, that's something that would actually be very good. But the other thing that you get is the special issue weaponry, the Annihilator, a massive high-caliber revolver. Now, this might actually be a little bit better, because the time to kill in this game is a little bit longer compared to the previous Call of Duty games. If you're able to one-shot someone, obviously that's pretty good, and, you know, you can take kind of maybe more time to get your shot lined up. I don't know, I think it's still just overall not going to be as competitive as the Tac Deploy. This is just a much better option, in my personal opinion. But it all depends on what they actually allow us to actually run, too. Because, like I said, Tac Insert, if that's not available for ranked, then, well, I guess it doesn't really matter, right? But anyways, next up, this is Firebreak. Again, another recycled specialist. I mean, it just feels like it's Black Ops 3 all over again, but that's not necessarily a bad thing in my opinion. I really did like Black Ops 3. But anyways, Firebreak, let's go ahead and check him out. So his specialist issue equipment is the Reactor Core. So it says it emits a damaging radiation field that wounds enemies and reduces their maximum health for a time and prevents healing. I mean, that's pretty good. It damages them and reduces their max health, and it prevents them from healing. So I'm not sure if that reduction of maximum of health takes into consideration of the healer. If you guys didn't know, there is a specialist that can actually heal, give you 50% additional like health or armor, whatever they want to call it. But Nonetheless, if that reduces that, and on top of that they can't heal, that can actually be not too bad. it depends how big this core is. Obviously, during the beta, things are subject to change, and obviously they're going to probably test out what's actually like OP, what are more people running, all those kinds of stuff, right? But not too bad. But again, in competitive, I don't know if they're going to make sounds, because some of you guys know that in Call of Duty, when you're low in health, you'll make a sound, like your character will gasp for air, and that could reveal that someone's nearby, right? That could be kind of interesting. The Purifier, I mean, yeah, you can kill people really fast, but you also generally die with it. If you guys have played Black Ops 3, you know what I'm talking about, where like you can try to like purify a bunch of people in a room, but more than likely it takes a second for them to die, therefore you're also going to die. It just doesn't seem like a very like great competitive thing. Although the reactor core, it has potential, again, because the stats are unknown. How much damage does it do? How long does that maximum health duration last, where they can only not heal for a set amount of time, right? But anyways, next up, another character from Black Ops 3 again. So this is Battery. So her specialist equipment is a cluster grenade. So it blows up and then it blows up again, basically. Munitions upon detonation. So it's a grenade that explodes and more grenades come out. They actually did showcase this off a while back. In fact, going back to like the reactor core, here's like a picture of what it looks like. It's what's in like the video, but nonetheless, I'm sure a lot of you guys have already seen it, so I don't think it's really that important. But anyways, the special issue weaponry is War Machine. It's just basically a grenade launcher that blows up and that blows up to other smaller grenades. It's whatever. It's definitely something that you can run for a hardpoint to clear out certain areas. I think that it is viable, especially if you know how to like bounce a grenade off of a certain area that people would like use a head glitch on. So I think it's good for that. Definitely has some potential. Again, mostly in a hardpoint is where I would say it'd be most effective. Next up, we have Recon over here, the next specialist. So the sensor dart reveals enemies within its proximity. It almost reminds me of like there was something in Black Ops 1. I forgot what it's called, but like you place it down. You have to place that down though. This one you can shoot out, so it's way better. But you place it down, it's like a motion sensor. I think it was called in Black Ops 1. But anyways, for the special issue weaponry, Vision Pulse says pulse to the map to reveal all the enemies for yourself and the teammates. Oh my gosh, search and destroy, this is insane, giving your teammates like the ability to see where everyone's at, because I plan to play a lot of competitive in Call of Duty. I'm talking about like the league play section of the game. Usually they ban things like UAV, and I don't see them banning any of the specialists, unless again they do what Black Ops 3 had for the competitive play, which is you got like a pick and ban system. But I mean, maybe you protect this, right? I mean, this thing is insane for search and destroy, it really is. Absolutely like game breaking. So I would hope they, you know, somehow balance it. If you guys remember, if you would get Vision Pulse, it would like make your character like highlight in red, and you would kind of see where they activated the Vision Pulse. So it kind of lets you know there's someone around this area, so you can kind of like get ready and aim down sights. But this one, hands down, is going to be insane in search and destroy. Recon, definitely going to be great. And I guess this is the point of the video anyways, to talk about like what's actually going to be like, what are the good specialists for competitive play, because that's what I'm interested in, really. And I also want you guys' opinions, so feel free at any point to just comment in the comment section below. But next up, we got Torque. So this specialist has the ability to put razor wire down. It says it damages and slows enemies that attempt to cross it. Obviously, it's visual. You should be able to see it, but if you throw it down in an area... Again, this is something that I would say is more relevant for certain things like hardpoint. However, I want to say the barrier either has a duration, because there's no way to last forever. It has a duration or a set amount of HP. So at that point, like... Usually with hardpoint, a lot of people just run like double explosives or like danger close, whatever the equivalent is in the next Call of Duty game, or Black Ops 4. They're just going to throw a bunch of grenades down, right, in that specific like area, so therefore, yeah, it's just going to go away anyways. So I don't know how competitive that will be, unless it's a set duration, because if it's set duration, you can block off one area, so people won't want to walk in that area, and then you just aim down sights in another area, so you basically effectively, you're locking down 2 areas. So that could actually be, that has a little bit of potential for like good competitive play. But anyways, the special issue weaponry is Barricade. So they have razor wire and Barricade, so it's a reinforced cover for protection while securing objectives. Built-in microwave field slows and damages enemies. To me, this sounds like the Guardian from Black Ops 2. So that's absolutely like stupid when it comes down to like hardpoint. In fact, I believe in Black Ops 2 they actually got rid of Sentry Gun and the... Oh, did they get rid of Guardian? Black Ops 2? I think they eventually got rid of Sentry Gun in competitive play for Black Ops. Oh, look, we opened up supply drops now. This is just taken from my live stream. But, yeah, that is... something that could be quite annoying, especially if you put razor wire in one entrance, right, in a hard point, and then you put the barricade in another entrance that actually slows down enemies. Usually, good players are not going to walk in an area where there is, again, like a guardian, but that does kind of force them to just spam grenades anyways, which is just natural in hard point to just spam grenades. But then you add trophy systems with this, you know, that could get still pretty dang annoying. So again, this is just great for hardpoint. All right, next up though, we got Crash. This is the specialist issue equipment, which is the assault pack. It says it supplies ammo packs that provide bonus score for taking down enemies. Basically, if you want to think of it as like hardpoint, feel free. Like, that's basically what it is. At least that's the way I would kind of see it. But at the same time, for competitive, not really that great. And then the special issue weaponry, the attack 5, it heals and boosts max health for the user and their team. Again, since you're boosting their max health, I don't know if the earlier specialist ability Fire Break, I don't know, it says it reduces their maximum health. So I don't know if this like outweighs what that does with Crash over here. The boost, I don't know if that actually like, which one like overrides each other. Obviously one can like counter the other, right? Especially if it's like, oh, you can only have this amount of health. But if this gives you that extra boost anyways, then who cares, right? But if the other one takes away, you wait for the enemy team to pop Crash, and then you go ahead and pop your other ability so you counter it. But that's the way I see it. I don't know how much like this is gonna like provide. Is it one extra shot? Because it's not too bad if it boosts up yourself and everyone for like one extra bullet. That's a huge deal in Call of Duty games, one bullet. But overall, compared to the other things, I think it's very mediocre. I would much rather be able to see through walls than get one extra bullet that they can maybe hit me with. But that's the way I see it. I think it has a little bit of potential. Again, it depends on like the team composition if they're running the other one. And it depends on which counters which, if you guys get what I'm saying. Anyways, next up, Ajax over here. So the specialist issue 9-make tactical grenade. That flashes and stuns. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna skip this gameplay because I think we were like messing around with this new gun, trying to quick scope for a little bit. Let me fast forward a little bit here. So it's much better gameplay, I promise, than the messing around here, just trying to do some quick scopes. But anyways, now that that's loading in, so Ajax is what we were at, and he has the 9-bangs, so it's a tactical grenade that flashes and stuns, can be cooked from multiple detonations. That can be pretty annoying. I mean, at the end of the day, if you get flashbang once, you really need to flash and stun. I mean, and it says multiple detonations, so what is it? Flash them multiple times. When you get flashed once against a good player, it's game over anyways. Oh, you know what? I think I moved my cam over. Let me go ahead and swap over the cam so it actually matches. My bad on that. You guys are seeing me for a second there. But anyways, yeah, going back to the, let me actually make this a little bit bigger so it looks better. Anyways, so the 9-bang, again, I just don't think there's a point to like flashing someone like multiple times. I guess you could just make the duration longer. It does kind of the same thing. Anyways, next up, the ballistic shield, durable transform defensive shield with a built-in machine pistol. So, if any of you guys have played Black Ops 2, like the ballistic, I'm guessing it's the same thing. You can basically shoot them in the head, stuff like that. But overall, as far as it being like viable in the like competitive, I would say like not really. People are just gonna spam grenades. Again, it goes to the same point of like maybe viable in hardpoint, but they're going to be spamming nades anyways. That's naturally how that game mode works. Anyways, Nomad, coming down to the last two specialists here. So Nomad's ability is, as a specialist issue equipment, is the Mesh Mine. So it says explosive trap that connects to create lethal tripwires. So it's actually revealed previously in like their like Black Ops 4 like reveal trailer. Excuse me, but it does says lethal tripwires, but I want to say it should be visible. If you guys want to think of it as like a trip mine or a claymore where there's a visual cue of like, you know, don't walk in this area, it's probably not going to be too viable and competitive. But sometimes you can have hype moments where you're locking down a hard point and it can, again, be very good. Or even a search and destroy when you're putting it on like the bomb. I think this can definitely be good, especially if you're putting it behind an area where someone would actually leap to and then they just get hit by it. So yeah, definitely viable search and destroy, definitely viable on hardpoint. Even the capture the flag, I see people do that all the time where they throw down like a shot charge and a trip mine, and you know, they just do that. I know in Black Ops 3 eventually they started just making it so stuff was default banned. Like eventually trip mine was just flat out banned. Before there was like a protect and ban system and you could protect certain things. Like, you know, I remember high caliber, I think that was another thing that might have just been removed later in another iteration of like the competitive mode. But anyways, this is where like I'm like kind of worried, honestly. So for search and destroy, absolutely insane. So Nomad has a special issue weaponry canine unit. In fact, I got like a picture over here from like the gameplay, like the multiplayer beta reveal. Here's like the dog, and also there's this thing which we'll talk about in just a second. But basically, yeah, it's just like a dog. I want to say it's similar to the one in Ghosts. I don't know if it has duration. I don't know if I'm guessing it has health. Like there's no way it would be like, oh, it just lasts for a minute and you can't do anything, or 30 seconds or whatever. I guarantee it has health. But the thing is, in Search and Destroy or in some other game modes, especially when you're playing competitive, if someone like shoots at, you know, the dog that you have, and then you're able to just turn on them, it doesn't matter that like you lost your like, you know, your canine unit when you get to just finish them off, especially in a mode like Search and Destroys, where I feel like this would be absolutely OP. But again, I'm more interested in the competitive aspect of the things, that's why I'm talking about these. But to me, I think Nomad, because he has this, might be one of the best, because keeping yourself alive is pretty important, and on top of that, you have a chance to get a free kill. Then lastly though, guys, we have Prophet. And his specialist issue equipment is a sheer shock mine. So it's a deployable tactical that hunts down enemies and shocks them with temporary paralysis. So what I want to say is, it kind of, do you guys remember like the Hunter Killer? I mean, obviously this doesn't fly in the air. Here's what it looks like over here. In fact, we can play it here for a second. Just go back like 1 second, and you'll see like him deploy it, and it just comes out and it just shocks someone for like a second. Yeah, here we go. But yeah, it just comes out. My bad if I think I might have been like not perfectly on it because I have it kind of small. But anyways, you can see it just goes up and it shocks someone. So basically with that, the way I see it is that's dirty, super dirty if you're playing Search and Destroy. Just someone to go find someone and stun them, that needs to be banned. I'm sorry, but like that's for Search and Destroy, that's super unfair. Unless it just goes in a straight line. And at that point, and if it can only hit someone in a straight line, then yeah, that's pretty balanced, because at that point it's not that good. It might distract people, it might make them shoot at it, but at that point they're probably bad players anyways. Most good players probably let it just roll by if it only goes in a straight line. But if it does seek out enemies and walks around, that's dumb. But anyways, next up. Prophet special issue weaponry is a Tempest, a tactical rifle that shoots electrical charged shock rounds to incapacitate enemies and any squad mates within their proximity. So that's, again, another recycled ability that we had. But anyways, lastly, closing off, I want to know, guys, what you think is the best specialist. Okay, for me, okay, if you're asking my personal opinion, because the specialist issue equipment is something that should be on a recharge. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong in this. I haven't played Black Ops 4 beta. In fact, no one has. At least not the newer one. But anyways, this is definitely OP. Search and Destroy, especially if you have it on like, 20-30 second cooldown. I'm not sure the cooldowns, by the way. But I'm saying, like, if you can have like one of these every single round, because basically I want to say the special issue equipment is something that is like really fast. It's not like your ultimate. The ultimate is the weaponry. But yeah, I think that is like way OP. Again, canine unit. If it takes really long to build and you can't build it in Search and Destroy, if you guys have played Black Ops 3, when you play Search and Destroy, it's very difficult to get certain score streaks, like the scythe, the little minigun, or even like getting the flamethrower. Like, it just takes way too long to build. You're realistically not going to get it in the amount of rounds that you have. So if that's the point, then obviously you can't even really use it in Search and Destroy unless you're popping off every single round. At that point, well, you've won the game anyways. But I think that Prophet hands down is the best for Search and Destroy, because we're talking kind of about like which ones are the best. And again, things are subject to change. They might add more. But let me know, guys, which ones are your favorite, and I'll link this down below if you guys want to read like the full thing without, I guess, like, video in the background, or you just rewatch the video. Heck, dang, we're 20 minutes in. Oh my gosh! All right, but anyways, those are all of the specialist abilities, and I guess my opinions on them. Let me know, guys, in the comment section below what you think of them. Which one do you guys think is going to be like the meta? For me, like I said, I feel like, hands down, the deployable, like, RCXD kind of hunter-killer-ish thing, because it does seek out people on its own, that one, hands down, has to be, like, the best, especially if it's on a short cooldown. Then, as far as being able to see through walls, it's obviously really good in Search and Destroy, because generally those things are banned. Then that one has a lot of potential as well. But those are the ones that I think are going to be good. Let me know yours down below, in the comment section below. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll definitely be streaming a ton of Black Ops 4, so if you're not following me on Twitch, follow me on Twitch. We're going to be streaming it on the 3rd, which is in just 2 days, and I plan to play it like 8 hours a day. I hope it's good, dude. I really hope it is. I think everyone's really hoping that this COD will make COD great again. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like on it, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I'll be uploading tons and tons of Call of Duty once again, because I just couldn't really do World War II, honestly. But I'll be back playing COD this year. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Peace out. Have a good day, and I'm signing out.